Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a bit of an update as to what's going on. Normally I post stuff to Twitter, but for once I'm going to make an update video. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long. So, let's start off with the three series I've got going on right now. XCOM 2, SWTOR with Tash the Cat, and Fallout 76. So I decided to drop Fallout 76. The reason for that is, I don't have the time to do the three series that I've got going on right now. Let's backtrack a bit to about a year and a half ago. I went on sick due to problems with my back and some mental health stuff that I don't want to go too deep into, but I wound up with 2 years off while I'm recovering. And it's going alright, it's doing pretty well, I've got a ways to go, but one way or the other, that time is going to end in September. When that time comes, I'm going to have to go into full-time work. Now, anybody that has been watching the channel for ages will remember the Fallout 4 series and all the series that were coming out at around that time. Then I was doing full-time work and the burnout was insane. Once I was able to take time off, because I had nothing better to do and I need to keep myself sane somehow, I went full on into the channel. And I've been making stuff for 7 days a week, which is the kind of schedule that you'd expect from a full-time professional Let's Player. Now, I had the room to do it, so I did it, but that's going to end very soon, September, in fact. Not only that, when September comes, I'm going to have to decide what to do with the channel. And I already decided that about 6 months ago. We're talking end of summer last year. I realised that the channel is going to have to end when that time comes. Now, it's not going to be an abrupt end. Basically, what's going to happen is, right now I'm doing the three series. Well, actually 2. I've stopped Fallout 76 just because I had to sacrifice something. I'll still play it by myself, but I won't be doing videos on it, except if there's any major updates, I may come back to it and do a thing on that. But, having removed that, I'm now down to 2 series a week, XCOM 2 and SWTOR. Now when September comes, what's going to happen is the series are going to carry on as they are until they meet a sensible end. When that happens, the series will not be replaced with something else. So rather than an abrupt stop to the channel, everything will wind down naturally. So I figure XCOM 2 will probably be the next finish. With a proper ending. When that happens, whatever's in those slots will not be replaced. Unless it's before September, in which case I might throw in something. And then as with SWTOR, I'm expecting that to take a while, but if XCOM 2 is gone, then I should have the time to manage that with full-time work, but once that is over, then it will be over and nothing else will replace it. So that is how the channel is going to wind down naturally. So yeah, basically the reason that it's happened is I won't be able to keep up the schedule and full-time work. The sacrifice has to be made and it's time for the channel to end. The reason the channel is ending is because it's just not sustainable. I can't justify the time to spend on it when it doesn't get me anything, except the enjoyment is grand, but if I'm going to devote the time to it, then I need to get something back from it, and that's just not happening. So, it's a shame, but it has to be done. As for what it would take to keep the channel alive, I discussed that on my Twitter ages ago, like last year, and it's clear that it's never going to happen. So I'm not even going to bother making the call for it. The amount of viewers and subscriptions that it would take to make it profitable enough to keep going is just not worth considering. So I'm not. So the series that are carrying on right now will keep going until they meet their eventual end. If you want something after that, then you're going to have to go back and watch the older stuff, I'm afraid, because after September I'll be making nothing new. It is a shame. You want to, as a creator, you want to keep on doing this for the joy of it, and I am enjoying it, but when the burnout comes, a sacrifice has to be made, and in the end I have to pick the thing that pays my bills, you know? So that's the way I'm going to roll. In order for the channel to continue, I have to be able to pay my bills from it, and that's never going to happen. There's no point thinking about it. So it's just going to end. So I'm sorry if anyone's disappointed, but that is the way I'm afraid it has to be. Whew. Yeah, back to Fallout 76. the thing is, I moved that up to 60 frames per second rather than the usual 30 that I do, and that adds so much time to the render and the export and the hard drive space, and it made it unfeasible. I couldn't edit at the rate that I do. With the 30 FPS stuff, I can bang out 2 or 3 edits a day, which means I'll always keep on top. I mean, if I'm only editing one thing per day, which is the case with Fallout 76, then I'm going to be constantly stagnating. I'll always be breaking even. Ideally, what I need to do is get stuff done in advance. With 30 FPS, I can do that. So I'm going to keep continuing on with that. But yeah, 60 FPS, the amount of time it takes, I would need a devoted editor, and that's not going to happen. Which moves me on to something else. I'm not going to talk about it too much in case it doesn't pan out, but I have applied to do editing for someone else, another organisation that does Let's Plays. I think my talents would be better turned to that. I can make a bit of cash off it. I can do it in one time because it would just be like bank stuff, you know? But that would suit me well. I like editing, I want to keep continuing to do it, and in lieu of being able to make my own content, if I want to keep editing, I'd have to edit somebody else's. So that's basically what I'm going for. We'll see how that pans out. Wish me luck, cross all your fingers and toes. But I think that's all there is for updates. I don't think I have anything left to say, so, other than thank you for everyone that's kept continuing to support me. And watch all the stuff. If you have suggestions and stuff you want to see, like between now and September, it might be worth giving it a go and posting it below. If I like the idea, I'll do it. If not, then I'll politely decline. But you never know. But in the meantime, thank you very much for joining me, guys, for this update, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye now.